biggest game of the round, honestly, would be or is at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, 1-1 after the first 45 minutes. In a game where you'd say Atletico Madrid has been quite dominant, but Real Madrid showed so much quality in the first 10-15 minutes after Rodrigo took the lead for them. But then what a goal from Julian Alvarez. I'm sure my pundits will have a lot to say about that goal. Both goals were exquisite, just expertly taken from both attackers. But then it still remains harness even after the first 45 in the round of 16 first leg between Real Madrid and then also Atletico Madrid. Now, let me quickly introduce my guests. They are all usual suspects on the show. Force to my extreme left, Force, and then also that's Delali to my very left. So, welcome, gentlemen. It's first half of the UEFA Champions League first, leg at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's been a crazy first half, quite a lot of talking points. But I believe we could be talking about both goals. The first one scored by Rodrigo, and then the stunner from Julian Alvarez, as well as Atletico Madrid actually taking the game to their 15-time UEFA Champions League rivals. That's Real Madrid. But let me start off with you, Force. What do you make of the first half?
Well, I would say the first half has been wonderful in terms of the total output by both clubs, because you realize that the first 20-25 minutes Madrid were very dominant in terms of their style of play, what their intention, what they wanted to do, and then the last 20-25 minutes Atletico Madrid came to the party. I would say confidently that the two clubs have demonstrated the quality of football that is synonymous with the Champions League. You understand? I mean, they've shown that this is the highest. The highest when it comes to football. And if you look at a goal that Rodrigo was able to score, a long pass into space. And you see, one quality of a winger that I have always trumpeted upon is the fact that you need to have pace. And he showed so much pace and tenacity, because you see, when you are faced with a left back or a lateral defender who has got so much pace, the only antidote to that is for you to have even greater pace, and that is what Rodrigo was able to show. Imagine if he did not have the pace to match that of the fullback. Yeah. You see, and then you go onto the goal that was scored by Alvarez. I mean, it shows you that he's got so much quality to the extent that he had wanted to move from Man City to become the main man. He wanted to become the focal point of a team that he can lead, and he's showing exactly that, because this season he scored 23 goals across all the facets of the game. So it just tells you that he is not somebody who is going to be playing second fiddle to Haaland. He's coming into this Atletico Madrid team, and you might not even know that this is his first season in Spain. He's played so much. He's played so much with confidence, with so much vigor, with so much tenacity, so much intelligence. And you see, he jumped from a team that is possessive, that possesses the ball much of the time, into a team that is more structured, defensively, and you don't see the difference. You don't see the falling quality, because it just tells you that he's able to metamorphosize, able to adapt to the systems that he partakes in. So I would say that the first half has been full of quality. It's been wonderful football so far.
Yeah, but Delali, I'm sure you would have quite a lot to say. Two stunning goals we saw from both sides, cancelling each other out. But then Atletico being the more dominant side. Have you been surprised about the quality they've shown against the defending champions?
Not at all, because I think going into this game, based on recent form, you would always think Atletico would be the better side, and that's why we're all surprised when Real Madrid happens to be the first team to score. But I think I was impressed with how they managed to react. They kept their shape, still trying to attack with a 3-back system, but when they are defending, they are 4. I think they've really been able to manage their 4-4-2 system pretty much well, trying to block the spaces, because Madrid managed to score the goal because they gave Rodrigo enough spaces. They gave him that chance to play on the counter quick. What Atletico have realized in this game is that there's no link between the midfield of Real Madrid and the attack. There's no Bellingham and there's no Luka Modric. So what they'll go is they'll go for the long balls and on counter breaks. What Atletico are doing, basically closing the half spaces, preventing them to have enough spaces to run with the ball. And I think when you realize that, it prevents Real Madrid from getting a lot of chances. I think for Atletico, they've reacted very well. I have brilliant goal by Julian Alvarez, scored an excellent belter, with a lot of technique to be able to bend the ball that way. And if you watch the game and the goal again, you will always blame Camavinga, because as a defensive midfielder, I don't think you need
you think that was a very lazy, like,
you're
sluggish.
It was too casual. Because if that's Kylian Mbappe, if it's Vinicius Junior going for
They are even the typical dribblers, yeah.
I mean, like, if it's Vinicius Junior going to tackle like that, it's fair.
It makes sense.
Yes,
okay.
It's Mbappe, fine. Rodrigo, fair. But for a defensive midfielder like Camavinga on the edge of the box, I don't think you defend in that manner. I don't think you lose. And also, not being aware that it's Alvarez, that when you give him the space, he will punish you. And I think brilliant goal. So far, I am impressed with how Athletico have been able to keep their shape. I think based on their attempt at goal, they probably be attempting at goal much. Because in as much as Real Madrid have not been really dominating, they've had about 5 attempts at goal, with 3 of them being on target, with Athletico 2 and 1 being a goal and then 1 being on target. That clearly tells you that Madrid have been a bit more efficient as compared to Athletico. But in terms of the total outplay, I believe Athletico are being more dominant as expected, because this season, in my opinion, I think they are in a better form. But this is the Champions League. Real Madrid can always find a way and get a goal just like what they did.
I think that actually leads me to my next question, where we talk about the Champions League, and it's synonymous to Real Madrid. We've seen the dip in form domestically in the Laliga, and we saw the previous game they had to play in the playoff round, leading to their qualification, which also led them to that matchup against Athletico. Then we are looking at how Madrid played against Manchester City. I'm sure we're surprised with what we are seeing now, because we've not seen half the kind of football they played over 2 legs against Manchester City. In what we are seeing in the first 45, we've not really seen them. Would you say that Jude Bellingham factor is also affecting them force?
No, I would not say that, because, I mean, this is Real Madrid, you understand? I mean, one player not being a part of the squad is not going to affect the totality of what the output is going to be or what the input is going to be. But you see, remember this is a derby, you understand? And in matches between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid has continuously been the inferior team. You know, it is mental. You know, so most of the time you realize that Madrid do play majority of the ball, and Atletico Madrid do shape up in a defensive, you know, form. But if you look at the match in the first 45 minutes of the game, Atletico Madrid have taken the game to Real Madrid. So it just shows you that what they have come out of their well. They realize that they can match, they can go good with Real Madrid. They realize the last match that they played that ended in the 1-1 in the Spanish La Liga, Atletico Madrid were more dominant. So it just tells you that what it is not necessarily because of a player missing, but it is the output of Atletico Madrid that is better. Because if you realize in the last 20-25 minutes of the game, they felt like, or it feels like they needed it more. And I can say that because they were a goal down, they needed to go out of their shells and find out. It is not out of anything collectively, but it is the ingenuity of what Alvarez, and also as a result of the ineptitude and the lack of awareness and the lack of tackling senses of Camavinga, because I do not see Camavinga as a defensive midfielder because he does not have the qualities that makes one a defensive midfielder. And remember that he's not being paired with somebody who is more defensive minded, and he's more attacking. But if you have been assigned a role, if you have been given the duty to mark, or if you've been given the duty to protect the defensive pair, then you have to do it well. You can't just go into a tackle, especially in your penalty box, and be sluggish and be nonchalant about it. So it is for which reason the goal came about. And to me, I think that for Madrid to have a foothold in this game, they would have to go full throttle. And also, you realize that there's a disconnect between the passing channels. The passing channels are there, but the passes have not been able to find Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior, and then Kylian Mbappe. The reason is that what is going to change? Are they going to be able to find the passing channels? Because the channels might be there, but do you have the quality? Do you have the players that can thread in the balls into the channels? That is the question that Madrid has to answer in the second half of the game.
You think Madrid are winning, or you still think?
No, of course Madrid is going to win. Madrid is going to win. This is their team.
You also think so?
It's quite, it's Real Madrid. It's hard to bet against them, but if based on the game, I'm expecting a draw.
I sense some element of fear
No, you have to be scared. No, no matter whom you are, you have to be scared when you are playing against Madrid.
You have to be scared if you are playing. Okay, so that's what we're planning to say. That's 1-1 after the first 45 minutes. It looks like other teams are also faring well, in the first round, all the first leg games in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League.
We are born with tom.